Welcome to the video tutorial for band design number 3. I want to take you through quickly the admin, going in and managing the content, adding audio, photos, setting your colors and things like that. You've already been given a username and password, so go ahead and log in to the back end. And what you will see in here probably is a lot of the dummy data that comes with the demo. So you can go ahead and delete that stuff. For now, let's jump right into it and figure out how to add music. And the way to do that is you're going to go to the discography section and you're going to treat each of your your music section as albums. So you're essentially adding an album and then you're adding music to that album. The first thing that you'd want to do is click on New Discography Item. And if you don't actually have an album released, a lot of times people just put demo songs, or you can put any title you like. You can put random tracks, whatever you like. You can also put in a description here in this section. If you scroll down, you see there's a release date, so you can set that and see when it was released. If you have a record label or some sort of catalog number, you can also put in some purchase details like the status, purchase text, and then some links. So you can link this to iTunes or Reverb Nation, and people can actually buy it right from their website. Here is the meat of it. This is where you actually add the tracks. So in here, you're going to focus on this button, Add Track. So if I go to Add Track, let's give it a title. You don't really need a subtitle unless you want to put notes or credits in there. A URL to purchase it from. Like if you're going to use iTunes or Reverb Nation, play URL. If you want them to download the file, you could include that as well. The actual play URL, you're going to click here, and you're going to be faced with your media library or uploading files. You always want to upload the file. So click this link here, and you can actually drag your tracks to this window. In this case, I'm just going to go. I actually have a file ready. Where is it? There we go. It's a small MP3. I'm uploading that now. You don't click anything else. You just close this X at the top. Do not click on Use this file. So I'm going to go ahead and click the X. I take that back. This is the third one, so you definitely want to click Use this file. I got this confused with the other demo. So you do want to click Use this file, and now you see it puts the link in there properly. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and you can put in some lyrics if you like, testing lyrics. Okay, and you want to scroll down. It says here, once you add your tracks, you may display them by using the track listing shortcode. So what you want to do is actually copy this code and go ahead and paste it in this section. And what this tells the system to do is list the tracks that you've added. Always want to set a featured image. This is pretty much like a cover art situation. So I have some images in here, some dummy images I'm going to use. I'll go ahead and use this one, set featured image. And again, you always want to set a featured image so that it looks really nice on the website. If you want to create categories for them, you can do so, but it's not required. You can now come over here and click Publish, and that will publish. What I like to do now is go to the front of the website. I hold down Control and hit Visit Site. It opens in a new tab. I'm going to go to the music section. There's my album that I created. See the release date, random tracks, and there's the actual song. The song plays. There's lyrics if I like. It's got a nice little pop-up. And that is how you add music to the back end. And keep it in mind, you can add as many tracks as you like. So I would go down here and go to add track number 2. And you can sort, I believe. Adding a couple tracks at a time. Let's see if it does let you sort. Maybe you have to save it first. But yeah, you can add as many tracks as you want here. You can even do SoundCloud plugin if you want. And that's how you add audio. Let's jump quickly to how to post photos. Again, you're going to create galleries and you're going to put the photos inside those galleries. Let's take a look at the example that I have in here. So you can see what it looks like. A featured image is set. Give it a venue name or location if you like. And let's go and add a new gallery item. We're going to call this wedding shots, wedding photos. I'm going to come down here and set a featured image for this gallery. Use something like this. This one's pretty big, so I hope it doesn't. Hope it resizes. Yeah, it looks like it resizes automatically. You can say Las Vegas, or actually you can go Las Vegas here, location, and then you can put like Bellagio as the venue, and you can even do image captions if you like, if you want to enable those. Again, you can create categories for the galleries if you wanted to sort them in any certain way. It really does not matter. Now, to add the actual photos, you're going to come over here and click Add Media. You're going to go to Upload Files, and I actually happen to have, actually I got rid of them. Let's see if I can browse for some photos here. Okay, I've got a couple photos here that I could use. I'm going to go ahead and grab both of these, and as soon as they're done uploading, you can see this will show you that it's complete. And I hope I get this right because we've got a couple different designs. I believe you just click the X here to close this out. Let's go ahead and test it. Publish. I'm going to go to the website now under Photos. There's my new cover, and I see that it did put those in, so that's pretty cool. So that's actually how you would add photos. Again, you come in here, you click Add Media, you go to Upload, and then you drag some files in here or select some files. All right, I'm going to grab these two again, and when this is complete, you do not click Insert into Post. You just close the X, because essentially you're just uploading to this gallery. And I'm going to go ahead and close the X. I'm going to update, and it should put two more in there. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, it looks like it kept those two because I already had them. So if you want to add more images, you can do that. So that's how you add the photos. Again, you can come in here and delete these very easily. You can check this box and you can select everything in here. Go to Bulk Action, Move to Trash. That's the same for everything in here. If you want to delete the dummy data or delete something that you've added, or you can just click Trash right here on each individual item. For this video, I'm going to go ahead and trash the gallery that I added. I'm going to go to the discography, and I'm going to go ahead and trash my demo test here as well. And then we want to move to the slider. The slider is the coolest part. The slider is essentially the big HD image slider right here. Now, there's 4 of them added to this site. And the way you do that, very simple, is you go New Slider Item. Okay, you can see I've got, you have to set a featured image. So in here, you don't even really need to title it. You can, but then you can disable the text here if you like, if you don't want it to show. For example, I'll say Slider 1, okay, and then I go to Set Featured Image. And here you can choose from existing, or you can actually add one that you have from your computer. In this case, I do want a bigger file that's bigger than 1,000. I'm looking right here. This is only 800 by 572. So I definitely want to come over here and find something a little bigger. I hope I do have one. If not, I'll have to upload it. Let's go to, there you go. This is probably a big one. No, they're all pretty much that size. Oh, here's a huge one, 4811 by 1504. That's really big, and you never really want to upload something that big. So I'm going to use this one, the mixing board. I'm going to click Set Featured Image, and it should auto resize that image to fit in the slider. No need for text. If you want to be able to click this image and have it go to another section of your site or another site, you would put in a URL right here. You can paste it in, and you can also insert a video URL. So you can actually put a YouTube link or something, and it'll embed the video. And if I want to disable this text, I would check that button. I'm going to go ahead and publish this one. I'm going to go to the home page, and there we go, Slider 1. You can see the text is there. If I go over here and hit Disable Slider Text, and I refresh, it should take away that text. Actually, that's the title. So let me go ahead and let's see if refreshing fixes that. Yeah, it's still there. I guess this is for a different option. If you don't want any text there, you can just remove the title completely. And after you publish it, it should be blank. There you go. There's no text there. And so that's how you add the slider images. You want to make sure they're about 1,500 pixels at least so that they do fill out nicely and they're not blurry. The next part of this, we're going to jump right into videos. The videos can't be any easier. You really just go in here and add new video. All right. And then down here you add the video URL. So if I'm on YouTube, you're not going to paste in the embed code. You're literally going to go to YouTube, go to your video, and you're going to just put in the link. In this case, I'm going to go and click any random video. And here's the actual link here. Oh, you can't
Today's
see
question comes from Christian.
you can't see it in the demo because I have the screen. Let me move it a little bit. This right here is the link. So you would copy that. Let me move that back. Okay. You would copy that and you would actually paste this right into there. You can give it a subtitle if you like. And you can put here a new video. You can, again, you want to set a featured image. Usually it's a splash screen of your video, or it can be anything random. Whatever you want to do, you can set a featured image. You always should set a featured image so that the site fills out nicely. I'm going to go ahead and go to videos now on the home page. And there's the video I just added. And there you go. This is the actual video.
Today's question.
You can see that that works correctly as well. You can close them out by clicking the X here. Let's jump into post. Now, post is if you're running a blog. So if you're running a blog, you definitely want to set up categories. You may want to create a category called recent news or blog news, whatever you want to do, interviews, parties. And then this is kind of a main function of the site. If you're a blogger, is you come in here and you just create a post. You can put recent news in here, like, you know, headed to Vegas on September 30. Put in all, this is where you actually put in all the text. You know, usually you fill this in with some paragraphs. You can put a featured image if you like. There's also some tags in here for SEO purposes, so I would copy these tags in and hit add, select a category, and I can actually publish this. Now you can change when this was actually published. For example, you can set it to a previous date. If I publish it right now, it's going to publish it for the real time, September 30th. If you want to change that, you can actually change it to any date you like. We'll make it to the 1st. Click OK. And then click Update. You can also set it for a future date, and it'll publish when that date arrives. Let's go ahead and go to the blog. And you can see my new post here. I have nothing here. It's always good to set a featured image. That's why this looks so nice. And I have no text in here, so that's, you know, obviously you would need to fill that in. I'm going to go ahead and delete this for the demo video. Let's get into the artist module. You may not need this, but the artist module is intended for you to add, let's say you're a record label and you've got different people that you've signed, or you've got different musicians. So you would put in their name, text, their picture, and that would pretty much be it. I've seen people use this as a biography module as well. So instead of artists, you can add all your band members. You can put in their name, the description, and their picture. And then in the settings, you can actually change this link. Instead of it saying artist, I'll show you when we get to the menu. You can change this so they don't see artist, they see biography or whatever you like. Let's go right to the menu section. Under Appearance and Menus, this is where we manage, this little section right here, this is where we manage what you see at the top: home, music, photos, videos, artists, events, blog, and contact. Now these are drag and drop, so if you want music to appear here, you can just appear there. You can just move it there and hit save, and it'll automatically move that over there. And then you can change what it says. For example, I just spoke about artists. You can actually, there's sub menus as well. You can actually come in here and say bios. All right, if I hit save there, and then I refresh the website, you should see artists change to bios. And even though it says artists right here, you know, these are going to be the biographies. Here, I believe we can change that header. And the way you do that is if you go to Pages, and you remember Pages is an actual, the artist is an actual page. Pages is one of the last sections I want to show you because it does work along with the menu. So if you came in here, you see I've already set up these pages. And for example, the home page, this is where you would go in and actually edit some home page text if you want. and you would choose which template. So right now we're telling the system use the front page template for the home page. That's correct. You don't want to change that. You can actually put some text in here and update that. When you look at the other pages, I've already set these up for you. So artist is there. If you wanted that to be biographies, you can change that. You can just put bios, and you can still tell it to use this artist listing. That's the module that allows it to display that way. So you definitely want to leave that there. And now let's go back and hit refresh on bios, and you can see there it updates the title, the header there. So the idea here is create as many pages as you like. If you want to create, you want to add content. You may want to put about us, and again, you want to use the default template if it's just a regular page. But if you want to list it differently, like a gallery listing, which you probably won't ever do, you definitely, most new pages, you just use the default template. I've already set up the other templates for you, and you're already using those. This one is for the video page. This is for the calendar. This one's for the music. This is for the artist that we just talked about, photos. And then if you want the page to be full width instead of sidebars. All right. And now the way that works with the actual menus, and let's say you come in here and add a new page, and we're going to call it About Us, and we're just going to hit Publish. Of course, you'll put some text in there. Now if I come over here, now that that page is created, if I go to Appearance and then Menus, you can see About Us is now listed in the pages. So I can actually put a checkbox there, click Add to Menu, and right away it puts it in there. Now you can kind of sort it where you want it. Hit Save, and let's go ahead and refresh the site. And now we've got an About Us. So first step, create a page. Then come to the theme, come to the appearance menus, see it in the most recent, or you can view all, and you add it to the menu that way. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. To remove, you simply would click remove here, and you have to make sure and save it. I'm going to put this back. Whenever you touch anything in here, even though it's drag and drop, you definitely want to save from here. All right, so now let's get into the theme settings, and then we'll get into the events last. The theme settings, you're going to go under Appearance, Theme Settings, and this is where you pretty much manage every design aspect of your site. You can upload your logo, a favorite icon. These are some mobile responsive icons if you want, but they are not required. Display options asks you about the slider on the home page, what kind of effect you want. Columns, I mean, there's really a lot of settings in here that you need to go through each one and determine what you want to do. Here you can turn the slider on the home page off completely. You can also tell it how many photos do you want to display in the slider. We have it set to 5. And probably the most important part is instead of displaying news on the website, if you notice in your website, it's basically showing your recent news or latest news, your blog. You can tell it display the home page or video page or whatever you like. So I'm going to go down and change that to home, and so let's see what it looks like. Refresh. It's probably going to be blank because I don't have anything in there. But yeah, this is where you would have your own little text in here and pictures. I'm going to go ahead and set that back to be latest news or the default. Artist options, you can tell it how many to list per page. A lot of these options you're really not going to mess with. Here's the color options. You can change it from blue, orange, lime, purple, pink, cream, default, or if you need a color that's not listed, I will have to manually go in there and change that. One of the other cool features is this disable custom background. So if I have it disabled, if I uncheck that, you can see now I've got a whole bunch of options. I can actually tell the system, let's go ahead and use a big background image as the background instead of a solid color. You can also do the alignment, and you can make it fixed so that the content scrolls on top of it, not with it. And then you can set it, or you can just set a background color if that's what you'd like to do. But for now, I'm going to put that back. We're not going to use a background image. Twitter options. This is if you want to take advantage of the Twitter feed. I already have everything in here set up for you. The Twitter feed is a widget, so we'll get to that. Google options. You can kind of go through these rest of these settings. You probably won't use the rest of these settings. You may want to put in your Google Analytics, but that's about it. Let's go to the widgets real quick. It's under Appearance, Widgets. This is entirely drag and drop. You don't have to click Save unless you edit one of these. So right here, you have a little menu you can drop down. It says Homepage Sidebar Number 1, which has upcoming events, recent posts, recent comments, and tweets. So let's go see where that is. Upcoming shows, recent posts, recent comments, and there's your Twitter feed. So now you know that this section is to the right here. And then we've got one more sidebar. Essentially, you've got two sidebars. And here it is, homepage sidebar number 2. You've got albums, artists, latest photos, and latest videos. There's the album, there's artist, photos, and videos. Now I can change this however I like. In fact, I can take all these, just drag them out so that I don't have anything in the first slider. Now I don't have to hit save. I basically am saying, okay, I just want a single column. I want the main content here and one sidebar. That's it. If I want to put something else in here like the Twitter feed, I'm going to have to come over here and go to, where are you, the tweets. And then I would put the username in here. This is where you would put yours. You can title it. Now that I'm editing this section, you definitely have to click save. You can also tell it I want to list my latest 6 tweets. I'm going to hit save here. When I refresh, I should see the Twitter feed with 6 of my most recent posts, and that's correct. It is working properly. So yeah, drag and drop. Play with this. You can decide if you want your albums to be listed here, photo galleries. You can give it a title. You can tell it how many galleries you want to use. If you want to list a specific gallery, I believe if I go here and go to galleries, basically you tell it, okay, I want to just list one gallery, but you may want to opt to list more than one, like 3, and then hit save anytime you edit that. Videos is the same way. Number of videos, let's put 2. So when I go to the home page, it should show 3 galleries and 2 videos. Now, there we go. There's the 3 photo galleries and there's 2 videos. Really cool, very to use. I'm going to go ahead and look at these other widgets here. These are a little more advanced. If you want to put specific content on those special pages, like the artist page, the music page, or any other page, or the blog, or an event or gallery, now you have control to drag these in here. If you want to just come in here and put different widgets on each of those pages. And then the footer. I actually do have this enabled. The footer is down at the bottom, so I've got some text. Looks like I've got a photo gallery, a video, and a recent post. And if you look at each of the footers, there's the text. Footer number 2 is photo galleries, videos, and recent posts. So it's 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you can drag and drop. You may not want to have a footer at all. You can just drag those out, and then you're ready to go. One of the coolest things I like is the text widget. You can just drag this right here, and you can put any type of title in here and a big paragraph. And let's kind of see how this fills out. Hit save. Now this should put it in that section unless it doesn't allow 2. Let me see here. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the paragraph that I put in. So yeah, you can put any number of text in here, and you can delete it. Get rid of it by hitting delete, and then that's it. You don't have to hit save. So we've gone through adding music. We've gone through adding photos, videos, how the pages work, setting up the menu, the slider, the post section. Events is the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. I'm going to open an existing event. Think of these as a calendar of events or latest news, whatever you want to use it as. You come in here and you can set the venue name, the location, the time, the event status. You don't even have to set all these options, but they are optional if you like. You can even put tickets available, then a buy button to buy the tickets. So you may want to redirect this to Ticketmaster or something to that effect. And you can put in the map. You'd have to go get the latitude and longitude from Google, and it'll actually show you where that is. You definitely want to put in a description. And the way that it actually looks is if I come up here and go to events, okay, you can see that here's the one that I'm editing right now, Pimp Sessions 2. That's probably a past event. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and see how that looks. So you puts in the date, location, venue. You can buy the tickets. It's got an image. You can put in all sorts of text in here, and it's very easy to use. Now the events, I believe there is only, let's go to pages. I think there's only one way to display the events. Let's go to events. This is the actual page that houses the event. Yeah, there's only one template, events listing. On one of the other designs we have, there's 3 different templates for events. But it's pretty straightforward. Everything you need here. You can either use the blog as your latest news, or you could use the events. You don't have to use it if you don't want it. Again, you can go to Appearance and Menus and drag that out if you like. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any questions, let me get to one more thing. Now, if you want to delete something, go to the media library. This is permanent. When you actually go into the media library, you should never have to. But if you want to remove a track from an album that you already added, or if you want to remove some photos from a gallery you added, this is where you would delete them. I'm actually going to go in here and delete the stuff that I added. Delete permanently. It's gone forever. We cannot retrieve it because it deletes it from the database. Again, you only want to come in here if you've added like a full album with all the tracks and you want to delete a track. This is the place to do that. The other place to actually do that is under the discography and actually removing the track from this section here, where you click on add and then you can remove it instantly. So that's it. Any questions, please use the Bluby.com support system, and thank you so much.